Sagittarius, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a reading for you for the rest of September. We're going to take a look at your overall general energy, what you may not see coming, and get some important advice from Spirit. Let's get started with some Queen of the Sun and Queen of the Moon oracle messages. See what the rest of September has in store for you. Thank you for tuning in, for sharing this time with me. I hope you're having a good week so far. All right, let's see what's happening for you Saggies out there. Ooh, we have self-love. Okay. She's bathed in this like alabaster glow. Oh, we have all these four coming through here. Self-love, nourishment, sovereignty, and realization. This is the ruler of the Queen of the Moon deck. This is a very strong High Priestess energy looking through the keyhole of an elevated perspective through your own inner knowing, through your intuitive faculties. There's something you're being nourished by, and it feels very much like a cornucopia of self-love coming through the cards here. And some of you are going through really powerful spiritual shifts in your own higher wisdom, in your own higher knowing, as far as what you want to reap, right? There's this reaping of a reward through the pathway of sovereign self-love, being self-reliant, standing strong on the path. This is similar to Aries in the way of, some of you are enjoying a lighter diet. I'm getting that. Or doing a lot of purification of your body systems. And some of you are just doing all kinds of self-care practices that bring about this feeling of well-being. There's so much independence, but I get you really deepening on your path in your own spiritual knowledge, own spiritual growth. Some of you are really connecting with cosmic forces, your guides, ancestors, higher realms, looking through the keyhole of a new upgraded software system in your own divine intelligence. I love this. For the numbers we have 3, 5, 6, and 7. You might be, making a huge leap here in this feeling of independence, self-love. I like this. All right, let's keep going. Let's now start out with the tarot. I'm kind of breaking it down. Instead of doing one full spread, I'm breaking it down. I want to see where your current and crossing energy is at this time as we round out another month. And we're in this void between the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. Let's see what's going on for you. Current crossing, Sag. Current and crossing. I love this, though. This is a beautiful place to be in. Energetically, where you're being nourished by seeing yourself, through a lot of self-acceptance. 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords. Wow. This is kind of big picture, though. I can't help but read the tarot at this time in a very, here's journey arc mentality, because we just wrapped up a 9-year cycle after this 9-9 portal. So we won't be facing 999 again in the 2025 numerology until 2034. So it's almost like the end of you feeling stuck, Sag. Mentally, or just feeling overburdened by being in a situation where you've had to compromise too much of your own self-love. This is when we break free, right, from whatever makes us feel bound and chained or burdened. Something is coming to an end. All right, let's see. Now I want to get into, I apologize. There's been so much interference today outside. And maybe that's just a sign of the times, right? There's so much interference all the time outside of us. Can you go deep within and find the calm, cool, beautiful stream of your own consciousness, of your own well-being, and be still, be present, and not be caught up in the mind, the overactive mind? All right, now let's go into where we're going next. Kind of being organic with every sign. I want to see what the overall general energy is for you. Ooh, King of Cups. Ace of Wands. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. Well, it is the end of an era here. It's the end of an era of you getting stuck in situations that lead to an ending, that are almost fated to end. This is when we go into things not really honoring our self-love and our own sovereignty. Yeah, this could be the end of any kind of restrictions when it comes to the choices that you make. Like, I'm setting myself free. I'm not doing that again. I am ending that pattern. That's what I mean by the big picture. When we start to really understand putting prioritizing self, and also being careful around our choices, doing things differently, there's some sort of ending that is freeing you. And you are now opening up your heart to a new beginning overall. I mean, Aries had this big breakthrough energy. It seems to you you're following in Aries' footsteps here in the collective energy. It's interesting because of all the noise, I stopped and I'm like waited and waited and waited and waited to try to read for you before, I just didn't want it to be really loud for you all. And maybe that's a metaphor for you all too. Maybe you've been waiting and waiting and waiting and kind of feeling like, okay, when is this waiting going to end? Well, it feels like in the energy going through the rest of the month, there's some breakthrough energy, new passion, a new manifestation, a new opportunity. This is the realization of a manifestation that you've been waiting on. And it could be around deepening in the expression of your heart, no longer holding your heart back, Sag. This is going all in. All right, into a new beginning, investing in it, investing your fire, your water, this is your time, energy, and resources, right? Your heart energy, your time when it comes to what you're putting your essence into, your vital life force into, and then your resources, which could be money, it could be anything in that realm, but this is the beginning of a new chapter for you. And I put it this way with Aries as well, where you were wrapping up a 9-year cycle from 2016 to this point. Now you have a new cycle beginning, and you have a beautiful opportunity right now to plant these seeds, to allow them to nurture you. What do you see at the bottom of the deck here? Ooh, everyone's getting justice. This is really, we were laying the groundwork in preparation for Libra season, which has a lot to do with deepening in our emotional intelligence as we relate to other people. And it feels to me like in the way you relate to others overall, you're holding your words back, holding your feelings back, holding everything back, right? This is when we're going to express ourselves freely, openly, right? Not with reckless abandon, where you're not being mindful of the choices you're making, with conscious intention. And I see that. There's something calming down emotionally for you after maybe being caught up in a whirlwind of stress and feeling stuck. What you don't see coming is the Justice, the 3 of Cups, and the 6 of Pentacles with an era of peace. I feel like you're moving forward pretty quickly into breakthrough realization around your own individual sovereignty on the path, and you coming into peace and balance with certain connections and certain people in your life. This is when it's like, I'm going to give to people that give back to me. I'm celebrating this era, right, of equal give and take, equal give and take. It's almost like turning the page here and no longer feeding connections, because this is about your heart frequency. And how can you be sovereign and honor yourself in the way you're relating to other people? So I see there's been some balancing going on in some of your connections, and a rite of passage, a celebration around being giving to other people and feeling of safe and secure attachment with certain individuals at this time. This is what you don't see coming. But you're coming into this reading saying, I've been through a lot and it was hard. And now you're evening out here in the overall general energy. I love this energy. Now let's go into your opportunity and challenge. Opportunity. I knew it. This is a deeply transforming time for you. I feel like there's something coming in that is making your heart skip a beat, making your heart happy. All right. This is deeply transforming for you. Your opportunities go through this life transforming energy. And then the challenge for you, dear Saggies. What's the challenge for you for the rest of September? 8 of Cups. It's interesting because right before this, I was watching the premiere movie, Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie. They both haven't done movies in a while after the success of Barbie and the Penguin. He was in the Penguin, she was in Barbie, of course. And it's called The Long Journey Home. And it's a beautiful love story. And it's about how we carry our pasts into new connections, especially romantically, and all the fears of the past and everything that shapes you in how you approach love, how you approach the sharing of your energy. So I see here their challenge is to really walk away from the past completely and not let that interfere with this abundance, because you have 8-8 here, which is you really standing in a new energy here. Some of you a new relationship energy that is going to completely change your life. But what you're doing differently is you're learning how to be sovereign and nourish yourself through acts of self-love, through your profound wisdom. You have a new perspective on love and how you give and receive love for the rest of September. And this is safe, secure love, all right? Where you're actually celebrating the friendship and the times shared, and you're giving equally to this, and it's balanced. So I love this. This is what you don't see coming. Let's now go into a little bit more oracle messages, shall we? I want to go into the Animal Guide Tarot to get some direct messages from Spirit about your path at this time. Ooh, another Justice card. Now we have the elephants coming in. Wow. I feel like you've been balancing out, maybe after closing out a chapter that you felt like, when is something good going to happen? I'm ready for some change. Bring on something big and new and bold. I'm getting that. Queen of Swords. Wow. I think you've been learning a lot about when to walk away from the fight, when to step away and protect your peace. Queen of Swords makes very intelligent decisions. I think you're choosing something at this time to give and take energy in a reciprocal way when it comes to love, a deepening of love. I feel like a lot of you may have been dealing with a new, someone, doesn't have to be a water sign, but someone who's really good at expressing how they feel. And it's helping you open up, Sag. Let's look at this Justice and Queen of Swords energy. Very Libra energy coming in. So this has to do with balance, fairness, your sense of right and wrong, things being made right in your life after maybe having gone through a really difficult time with the 8 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. Fair decisions will be made after all the evidence is reviewed impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see all sides of a disagreement, okay? So maybe there was something that you had to overcome, a conflict, and it's good to approach anything with fairness. All right, you could be dealing with a Queen of Swords, or you could be in a Queen of Swords energy. We have experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. All your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. Yeah. There's some sort of fated ending here that you're walking into the rest of September, having learned from that and going through a beautiful transformation nonetheless and letting go of this past chapter. All right. This is beautiful energy. Let's now go into clarifying. I want to clarify a little bit of this overall general energy with the 2 aces and the King of Wands. I'm feeling like that needs to be clarified. And then we're going to look into the opportunity and challenge. Why is the King of Cups, Ace of Wands, and Ace of Pentacles here? Page of Pentacles. All right. Oh, Empress. Yes. Oh, I love this. So much growth. So much nurturing. Dare I say, this is beautiful, balanced energy. New chapter energy. 8 of Cups twice. All right. You are really letting go. This is like, I think I told Virgo this for their overall September reading. This is dumping all the baggage, right? Big karmic dump. Just it's like, this isn't dumpster fire. I'm pissed off. This is, I gently release you, you know? I gently release you as a leaf blower picks up. It's like, just let everything blow out where it needs to go. Let the winds of change just sweep all of this past energy out, okay? because you're in a new era now where you are facing a new horizon, the light of your own truth, and you have ceremonially, some of you ceremonially, during the full moon eclipse, burned away, right? What you no longer need, right? What isn't going to serve this next chapter for you. And it does feel like a brand new chapter where you have elevated to a emperor energy. Okay, I'm going to say emperor because some of you are watching this and you're a divine masculine. This could be you calling in a divine feminine or just nurturing yourself in a new way. But I see the wheel is in motion. You are grounded in a new perspective here of honoring self and releasing what doesn't serve you. All right, let's now go into the death. Your opportunity is to go through this transforming time to release the burdens of the past, Sag. You don't need to hold on. This is when maybe we have grievances. We have old burdens. We have maybe even grudges that maybe were long-standing. This is when we don't need to hold on to anything that's going to create more division and separation inside of us. When we start to see the bigger picture, right? 4 Cups, 8 of Swords, Sun, 7 of Pentacles, Temperance. There you are. I knew. I was like, there's something here. We're reaching to the reaching in deep. That's what you're doing in the rest of September. You're reaching in deep. And what you're doing is you're letting go of the disappointment of feeling like you've had to hold back. Like you haven't been given the opportunity to really feel free and happy. And I think what you're doing, everyone's in a really strong period during Virgo season of really reevaluating every aspect of your life and looking at what you need to do to create more balance in your life. And what do you need to let die, right? This perspective. Lack, apathy, boredom, feeling stuck on the path, feeling like you have to overthink everything, overanalyze everything. This is when we need to trust the path, trust the process of surrender. Cosmic flower opening and kindness and intimacy is under that, but we're going to take kindness and cosmic flower. So the two, this karmic point, this completion point, this energetic degree that we are going into, I believe the 21st or the 3rd of September, I might be wrong about that. Whenever the solar eclipse is, it's at an energetic degree of Virgo. We just went through the Virgo new moon. This time period is almost like an opportunity, much like that movie, where you get to look back on the past and how it has transformed you and shaped you and incorporate all the lessons therein into a higher level of awareness, right? And wisdom. So you can apply that moving forward, planting new seeds of intention where you're going to actually open up in a deeper way than you ever have to yourself, to your divine, guru within, right? Your soul, into spirit, source energy. There's something around acts of kindness and you opening up in this balanced energy and really standing in your truth. This is a big, big, big opportunity for you to let the light of your own consciousness shine upon you, and also to not worry about worst case scenario. All right? I'm going to look at your challenge. Because it's when we have, I read too recently that distortions of our reality happen when we have unhealed wounds. And you could feel like, you've had an unhealed wound that you've been really working through, and you don't want to cloud your reality and your perception of your reality with a distorted perception based on an old wound. Yeah, this is a big cycle, Sag, you're wrapping up. We have the world at the bottom, where you maybe had to go through a series of experiences that made you feel like you were hitting up against similar energies. And then you actually learn from it and you overcome it. And I see a lot of happiness coming in because things are starting to balance out for you. You're really in this process of not giving up on your manifestations. This is when you set those intentions, you say those affirmations, you believe in what's possible, right? And you're not going to hold yourself back from the belief of it, all right? Let's see this cosmic flower and kindness. So I feel like this is a really good time to wrap this up. Yeah, you have 9/11. I'm actually reading on 9/11, which is fascinating because we have 18 and 29, but we also have 9 and 29. So I feel like this month, the month of September, is an opportunity for you to be kinder to yourself, kinder to everything around you, kinder in the way you frame your past, dropping negative narratives, like letting go of the blame, the victimization, the hurt, right? Anything you've ever felt the last 9 years, right? And saying, you know what, it all served a higher purpose. So we have the frequency of the cosmic flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. And then we have kindness. The energy of kindness reminds us to be considerate and wise in our interactions with others and ourselves, and to find the root of our love through our connection to source. Yeah, it's almost like you're rerouting in your connection to source, and you're letting source energy flow through you this month, the rest of the month. And you are practicing more moderation in your perspective, and you're clearing up. It's like when we have a window pane of pain and it gets cloudy, and then through your own spiritual devotion, your practices of healing and letting go and karmic release, you actually, that pain becomes clearer and you can see straight through it, and then you can let more light in. All right. That's what it feels like you're going through. And it's a huge transforming effect. There's a deep, deep period of growth and abundance that you're stepping into in this elevated state, honoring yourself and the path you've been on. We have double 8 of cups, okay? This is really letting it all go, all right? Let's see. Now we have the 3 of wands. Your ships are coming in. You've been very patient on the path, all right? So this is you maintaining optimism, hope for what's yet to come, this new cycle. This is when we need to shift our perspective and say, you know what? Yeah, I've been through a lot. You know what? And maybe I haven't had my fair share of joy or happiness or good luck or good karma, whatever it is that but it means you soften though. Just because we have a struggle doesn't mean we harden, right? Or we close off or we isolate. There's something about you opening up and letting go of anything that's standing in the way between you experiencing these beautiful divine energies coming in. You're opening, right? In your own sovereign realization of self, that you deserve love, you deserve kindness, but you must first give that to yourself. 3 of wands, 5 of pentacles. Yeah, you know, I feel like you're going through or have gone through. Yeah, this is when we come out of deep loss, but that loss has taught you so much about your own. There it is, the high priestess again. There's something about your spiritual gifts and you feeling this really great void, feeling different, like not understood. I'm getting that, you know, this is when we have to accept that we may be different in our family line, that maybe we didn't get the love that we wanted, but it doesn't mean that we reject ourselves because of it. You are cleaning up a deep abandonment wound. Deep. This is deep, deep, deep because it's connected to the 8 of cups. You've had this hit multiple times. This is when we abandon self for the sake of others, or we just grew up learning that we had to take care of everyone around us before we took care of ourselves. And we're living in a time period where we need to practice more balance. It's not about selfless service where we are become martyrs, right? So I think it's walking both pathways, right? And understanding that it's all about the balance of these polarities, not saying one is bad or better than the other, badder or better than the other. It's walking this beautiful, that you are temperance. This is your path, which is balance. That's why justice is showing up as well. It's like we have justice, moderation, Queen of Swords. It's like being, it's almost like for those of you are in an all or nothing zero-sum game, you're like, I can't live that way anymore. I have to have more balance in the way I treat myself and the way I care for my body and the way I relate to others and the way that I connect with my job. Because this Libra energy is about your relationships all across the board. Your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your body, the relationship with your mind, the relationship with your family, with your friends, with anyone you're dealing with romantically. So I feel like there's this deep, I'm not going to abandon the parts of myself that I've abandoned in the past in my family line. It's that big. This is big energy for mid-September. I'm reading this from a really, really high perspective because you're up in the clouds. You know, when you get on a plane, there's something about being on a higher altitude, right? You get a different vantage point. So use this vantage point wisely. Not only are you clearing up a distortion of your reality based on past wounding that you have released and have healed and have deeply worked on and transmuted, you now are in an elevated state of consciousness to see your reality with which. And it's about time that you actually experienced safe, supported, secure attachment. Right? Right. No longer being stuck on the path. So I love this high priestess energy. You're getting the signs and synchronicities here. You're at the beautiful start of a new beginning, and this is time for your own success. For you have a new seed that you're planting that is going to be long-term. I feel like you have a tower of truth. You're moving into a calmer era. Some of you are headed straight for marriage, long-term commitment. I'm getting goosebumps. Some of you are meeting the one, the partner you've been waiting for. All right. No kidding. All right. Aries had similar energy. When all these aces come in, it's like you're aligned with whatever it is you're calling in, whether it's a person, a career path, a new place you want to live. It's all coming together. And this is when we swim in that magical manifestation reality. You know, you drop the heavy burdens of the past and the heavy baggage, and you operate from a period and a phase of a lighter state of being. And then you indoctrinate that into your reality, and it becomes a permanent fixture. So it's like letting go of a permanent fixture of lack and less than to greater than. And I have all that I need in any given moment. This is the biggest thing that was a reality shift for me. Total paradigm busting shift. Your wealth is your connection to source, right? Your manifestation, your material reality, your abundance is source. Because if your abundance is placed on the accumulation of money, and you're coming from a lack perspective, or the accumulation of safe, supported love, and you come from a lack perspective, or this person wronged me, or I'm never going to have enough, or I don't make enough money, I'm never going to get there. It takes a lot of trust and faith to actually source your abundance from your own connection to your spirit and to source. That is ultimate faith. That is ultimate trust. And you're learning the difference between the two. This is a huge paradigm jump for you. And now you're like, oh my God, I'm totally in alignment with my sovereign being. This is seeing through the veil in a brand new beginning, taking a new risk, Sag. This is gorgeous energy. It's time for you to triumph over a cycle that broke you down into separate parts. And now you're putting yourself back together again, stronger and wiser. I think you have a tower of truth coming in this month around your resiliency and around you moving towards a greater chapter of fulfillment. The wheel is turning. Some of you are headed straight for commitment. You have a big choice to make, whether you're going to open up, really let love in this time, and trust it. Trust it. Let me get a final pull, and then we're going to get some advice. Universal love. What are the main themes Sag is learning beyond some of the things that I have been pointing out around realization, sovereignty, self-love, kindness, justice? It's almost like, the karma has been cleared. You don't have to live in fear of lack. There's, it's almost, I see you laughing. Ooh, transience. What is that? I can't wait to read that. And earth connection. All right, transience. We'll do the advice here in the tarot in a second. Transience. Very curious about this. I'm going to cover her. As you can see, it's almost like there are shooting stars. Actually, I think tomorrow, if you all see this soon, the moon is coming really into close contact with the Pleiades. So those of you who believe in the Pleiades and star beings and star ancestors, the indigenous cultural perspective of our Earth's origins, our peoples on this planet, the first peoples, look up at the sky on the 12th and honor your ancestors. All right? Honor how far you've come on the path, Sag. Let's look at this transience. But I'm seeing, like shooting stars, the Pleiades. Some of you are getting really big cosmic downloads at this time. Going to cover her up there. It is possible to transcend a current difficulty by shifting your awareness and focus. See? Love can help you rise above all obstacles so you can see things from a higher perspective. Elevation that we're seeing in the realization with the keyhole and the clouds. From the heights of love, your problem seems much smaller. Sit quietly in meditation. Imagine streams of crystal-colored light flowing down upon you and pouring into each of the 7 energy centers in your body. Red light connects with the root chakra at the base of your spine. Orange light flows to your sacral chakra below your navel. Yellow light fills your solar plexus above your navel. Green and pink dance into the center of your chest at your heart chakra. Light blue streams to your throat chakra, indigo to your third eye center and your forehead, and at the top of your head, violet and white light pour into your crown chakra. Feel your earthly concerns fade away as this light fills every part of you and connects you with this infinite power you hold within. Interesting how it's 7 sisters, 7 chakras. I feel like a lot of you are going through a deep, deep chakra realignment, healing, embodiment. All right. As you deeply connect with the earth and your star brothers and sisters, some of you are making like deep contact with galactic energy. All right. At this time. So go out at night, look up at the sky. It may be something very ephemeral where it's basically an experience you have between you and your source, your creator. Okay. And it has a lot to do with you stepping into these powerful light codes and letting them in. All right. Now let's look at earth connection. I like this energy a lot for you, Sag. Beautiful. It feels like you're going through a really deep healing of all of your energy centers. Be taken in by the warm and loving embrace of Mother Earth. Draw into her and draw her into you, into her cave for healing, nurture, and restoration. Dive into her waters for renewal. Stand in her rain for cleansing. Weather her fires for absolution. Be reborn in nature. Breathe her air and be filled with her. Beneath your feet, she supports you. Listen and know the deep pounding of her heart. You are part of nature, in no way separate from her. Love her and know her love. Allow your concerns to dissolve into the earth and realize a clearer perspective. Let your heart and mind be moved by the unerring pulse of love and life that resounds from the core of our world. Feel its deep and constant vibration nourish every part of you. Be healed by nature's wise and loving heart. Wow. I feel like this is deep, deep, deep healing for you. Out of separation, out of loss, out of lack, out of feeling like a victim, which we all go through from time to time. This is you actually going into higher love, higher connections, deeper bonds, letting go of the past. You have the key. It's almost like set your heart free, Sag. It's a powerful new beginning. Trust fall into this new cycle. Okay. What is the advice? I want to say, what are the advices? There's that 5 of Pentacles. Okay. This all wants to come out. Yep. You're at the end of this, the end of feeling left out. You've got good fortune coming in. You're overcoming a lot of power struggles or just challenges and struggles that you had to overcome and endure, okay? A lot of you have gone through a really challenging time. 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. The wheel is turning, okay? There's been a lot of growth, hard-fought growth, okay? Through the path of separation. And it's now time to hold your vision high for the future, for this new 9-year cycle, okay? It's all about your healing in you going into safe, supported love, okay, for self. And as the more you do that, the more you will find that exhibited outwardly, okay? I want to get one more. What's at the bottom? Hierophant. Higher truth around separation and lack. It's based on fear. Separation and lack is based on fear. You are conquering your fears, Sag, when it comes to your actual fulfillment, and you're wrapping up a glorious cycle. Okay. Hierophant, 5 of Pentacles. You have grown wise on the path. Okay. When it comes to whatever you've had to reject or a repeated rejection wound that you've had to suffer through. Okay. It's taught you a lot about yourself and about loving yourself. okay? And what you need to feel more fulfilled inside, to feel whole and complete, for that is who you are, okay? It's time to let yourself be nurtured by non-physical beings, forces that are greater than you are in this current time-space reality. I feel like you need to go outside and really kiss and touch the night sky and allow the Pleiades, the seven sisters, to mark your being with their divine intelligence, okay? A lot of you have Palladian origins, okay? Empress, there it is. Yeah. Let yourself be nurtured in all the ways you deserve, all right? From the unseen realms to the ascended masters, to the archangels, to beautiful earth angels, to your pets, to the mountain streams, the flowers, everything around you is part of creation. And I feel like when you really step into the wonderment and magic of that, everything else just dissolves and fades away. In other words, surrender. Surrender to a higher way of operating and a higher way of being, Sag. It's always been there. Let go. Let go. All right. Take care. Namaste.